I know. Gosh, before we get into the show, if you didn't know, there was this wild conspiracy on mainly TikTok where people thought Stranger Things was going to release another episode, essentially correcting all the shit that they tied up so neatly. And it would have been epic. I got to be honest. I wish they would have, because I said this after. I don't care if you're a Stranger Things fan or not. Have you ever watched a end of a series and they just tie things up too nicely? That's what they did at with Stranger Things, with the exception of one character, but they still left it like, ooh, she could have done this, this, and this. Who knows, right? They just put too many bows on it, and it made you think, and it really did fuel the fire of these conspiracy nut jobs on TikTok, myself included. Okay. And it's like, woo, what if it's all a dream? Or what if it's being projected by somebody else, a Vecna and whatever? Oh my God. It was nice. It was nice. And they had an opportunity to do something fantastic. And I believe never been done before. It would have been phenomenal, where all these detectives on TikTok say it's going to happen. See, you got the 1 here and the 7 there, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be on January 7th, guys, type of thing. And you just get blindsided by this extra episode that says everything that you thought was real in the final episode, it ain't real. But classic producers, writers, and stuff like that, they just don't think that far ahead. Listen to the people. That's what they would want. Not to say that they're like, oh, shit, they said we should correct all these things. Let's write and produce, get all the actors in here real quick within a couple days and make a new episode. What I'm saying is future reference. Learn from this, because that would be epic. You just totally blindside people. And it goes with what society is now, is everything's on social media and everybody's wearing a tinfoil hat, right? So anyway, I thought that would have been great. But you know what? They wrapped things up way nicely. We don't need to discuss that again. But I think they dropped the ball. That's all I'm saying. But I won't drop the ball today because we got an amazing show. Connery is producing today's show. He came up with all the stories. So be warned. Be warned. What's that supposed to mean, Scotty? I think I did a fantastic job. Okay. If there's a theme today, I have an idea of what it might be. Oh, let's not jump ahead of ourselves, okay? Let's enjoy the moment. Hey, speaking of enjoying moments, yeah? How's your mother? Because I banged her last night. Okay. Anyway, don't forget today's show is brought to you by Roof Goat USA. And make sure you hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. Follow along. I will tell you this. I'm going to do something a little different. I want to try it. See what happens. Just because I have split listeners. I have a lot of listeners that just like the news. I have a lot of listeners that maybe like the news and the sports, or they just like sports, right? So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the news section. Then I'll do a separate episode that has the sports section in it, okay? If that pisses you off, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to try something new, okay? Don't at me. I want to see if it works, okay? Okay? Listen, if it puts more money in my pocket, let's see. That's really what it's all about. Not you. It's about me. Anyway, guys, got a great show coming your way. Let's kick things off. And let's get into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
All right, Connery, what do you got for us first? I'm a little nervous about this one. Oh, Scotty, you're a son of a bitch. What? That's your comeback? Yeah, that's all I got right now, Scotty. Did you see, you know how on the first of every year there's who's the first baby born? Yeah? I know where you're going with this one. This one's messed up. I thought it was a fantastic story, and then you start reading more, and you're like, uh-oh. Yeah, apparently. Where's this at, Scotty? Do you recall? I don't recall where it's at. It doesn't really matter. But there's this baby was born at 5:48 in the morning in this location. It's the first baby born of the year. Right? Oh, that's great. I'm not going to say the baby's name because that's for its own protection. Just kidding. But anyway, the baby's born, and there's a picture of the proud parents. They're like, "Oh my God, look at them! They're so happy." And then internet sleuths quickly break this happy moment up, and it's to the point where a lot of news agencies have removed the articles because it's so controversial. Why? Well, according to one person, it says uh, above you will find the father, Rob, is married for 25 plus years, not to her. And he has two kids. He is also Brittany's boss. Brittany, the mother, was engaged to another man and even had him attend the first ultrasound because she told him he was the father before calling it off to be with Rob, the father. She has a history of cheating and allegedly, this is all allegedly, uh, an inappropriate workplace relationship, including flirting with high school students when she was a teacher. It's like, oh. So the people in the picture, they are the parents, but they also have significant others. Oh, Connery, why'd you come up with this one? Because it's a story about love with no boundaries. Yeah, no boundaries, exactly. That's terrible. It's funny though, because I was like, is this old? Is it new? Well, you find when you Google this, it shows up like Google still has the quick synopsis, the snapshot of the story. Then you click on it and it does that 404 or whatever it is error, page not found. All these news agencies have removed it. But it still lives on social media. That's so wild. So messed up. Oh, it sucks too for the kid because you Google his name. Like I said, I'm not going to say his name. I mean, I know he's a newborn, but still, it's one of those things where one day when he gets older, he's going to be like, I want to Google myself. Holy shit. Right. That's a whole big can of worms that hopefully the parents have told them about prior because that's not the place you want to learn about that shit. That's fucking wild. Connery cheese. What's the next one? Let's see. Last week, someone stole a beloved antique. Why is that? Why is that crazy? Because it was a walrus penis. You can't steal a walrus penis, can you? Apparently, I didn't know this. Maybe you did. Condry, I guarantee you knew this. Uh, Walrus penises actually do have a bone. And there was this bar in Camden, New Jersey. It's a cheesesteak place called Donkey's Place, which is an awesome name. Awesome name. Anyway, they had this, for some reason, they had a walrus penis that is probably like 2 feet long, if not more, just mounted on the wall. Somebody was like looking at it, be like, "Well, that's what the hell of a penis you got there." You know, they're like looking down it like it's a gun or something. Like, "Oh, wow, let's taking an aim with it," and then dudes run off with it. Right? They stole the penis. That's so terrible. That's so weird. Why would you? What are you gonna do with the walrus penis? Well, I have some ideas, Scotty. Okay, Connery, no. But all joking aside, what are you gonna do? Somebody's gonna rat you out. You can't just whip that out. You can't whip out your walrus penis. Oh, I beg to differ, Scotty. I've whipped out my walrus penis many times. Stop. You can't just go have people over to your house or something and you have it like in one of those shadow boxes or something like that. You have it framed, whatever it is. You're like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's a walrus penis. Okay. Next thing you know, somebody's going to rat you out because that's not a normal thing. And somebody's going to go home and be like, and Google walrus penis, or they're going to be right there on their cell phone, Google walrus penis. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, this motherfucker stole it. Stole it. How many people do you know have a walrus penis just hanging around? Apparently, this place in New Jersey, great place for a cheesesteak, I guess. There was that one famous chef that passed away, Bourdain. He at one point said this was like one of the best places to get a cheesesteak. So it's known for great cheesesteaks in New Jersey. And apparently they had a walrus penis on the wall. That's so crazy. I think it's wild that it's an actual bone. But anyway. Hey, Scotty, speaking of walrus penis, Connery, seriously? What? I was just going to say, how's your mother? Okay. Seriously, can you come up with a better joke than how's your mother? Jesus Christ. You're really making me rethink my life choices. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. If we had the Incredible Hulk walking away music, I'd play that now. But I know that will just make it ripped from the platforms. Anyway, what do you got next, Connery? Let's see, Scotty. There was a where is it? Back in Louisiana. That's where Brandon Stokely's from, your former coworker. What does he sound like? I'm a raging Cajun. I'm hotter than a red pepper. Peyton Manning's my best friend. Sounds nothing like that, but it's still fun to say. Yeah, Louisiana law enforcement officially uh, announced that they were one of their officers was allegedly attacked on Tuesday by a naked woman who informed investigators she has aspirations of becoming a mermaid. That's why she was hanging out naked in her neighbor's pond. That's so. You know what they say about crazy ladies? The crazy in the shack. I'd like it. What's her phone number? What's her name? Number, address, the whole gamut, okay? All right. I don't know, Connery. Hey, speaking of this, Scotty, maybe we should build a pond in the backyard. And Saturdays could be orgy night. What do you think? I think multiple reasons to say no. One being the HOA is not going to allow that. And two, I think my family would have something to say about that one. And you know what? Just don't want to see a bunch of yous running around naked. Okay? Well, that's hurtful, Scotty. That's very hurtful. But point well taken. so that's so gross. What would you do if you had a pond? Which way back in the day, my wife and I's first house, we did have a pond that was already built. It was a pain in the ass. Whoever built it did a didn't do a great job. And it was constant fixing, trying to find leaks and whatever. Not very fun. Plus, uh, I don't know. It was just annoying. But they can be cool. My father-in-law on his farm, they built a huge ass pond. They got koi, they got all that stuff. It's really cool. The only thing they have to worry about is every so often, I think it's the herrings. Is it herring? Or the pelicans will swoop by and steal fish. But otherwise, it's pretty neat. It's very beautifully done. But I would not want to have a pond. It's a lot of work. That in the city or the suburbs, it's not like you have that much room. If you have a lot of space, like my father-in-law does, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They're on a farm. They're like, yeah, this section isn't really doing anything. Let's just dig a hole, fill it with water. Oh, that's fun. And when the grandkids come over, they can get out their fishing pole. They don't. They don't do that, but that would be fun. Oh my God, that's a great idea. I should go over there and just like throw a bass in there, a couple bass, and boom, next year, be like, hey, Scott, for some reason we got bass in here. Hey, bring over the kids. It's not that big of a pond, but that would be cool. Anyway, guys, We got the mailbag right around the corner, and it's very interesting, I'll tell you that, to say the least, to say the least. But real quick, when it comes to roof repairs, you're going to want to go with the best. You're going to want to go with the GOAT, but who's the GOAT? That's a good question. It's Roof Goat USA. And if you live in Colorado or Michigan, they're the ones to call if you have any sort of questions about your roof, whether it's commercial or residential. And they've been in business for over 24 years. They understand the headaches that come with fixing a roof. Trust me, been there, done that. It's not necessarily fun, but you want to go with someone you trust. And that's why you call Roof Goat USA. Just check them out at roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com right now. You can sign up for a free evaluation. They'll come out, like I said, residential or commercial, and they're going to be flat out honest with you. And they're amazing human beings, which is another great reason why I love the fact that I'm attached to Roof Goat USA. So uh, it doesn't matter what's going. I just lost my place. Oh my God! You'd think I'd be better at this. I'll tell you this. So whether it's getting your roof repaired and it's just that, or maybe you need your gutters repaired too while you're at it, doesn't matter. They can handle it all. The thing that really stands out to me, and I've said this from the get-go, is what they put behind it. They put a 30-year guarantee behind their work. Nobody else does that, guys. That's all materials and labor for 30 years from date of install. That's the Roof Goat USA way. So go to roofgoatusa.com right now. Again, say it with me, please. Trust me, it'll make me feel better, as will you. roofgoatusa.com. So for all your roofing needs, contact the GOAT. Again, roofgoatusa.com. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. And what we should do right now is jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
This one comes in from James. He says, "What the poop?" He seriously wrote that. This is via dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. I love it when people say poop. I do. It's still funny. He said, "Have you gone through any of that Prophet Baba Vanga? It's that Bulgarian mystic. Have you gone through her predictions?" I didn't until you sent me that email, James. She said she died in, I want to say, in the 80s or the 90s, but she predicted this year World War III is going to start. That's not very shocking considering all the shit going on, whether it's Venezuela or the U.S. Getting oil ships and stuff like that, oil tankers, whatever. Clearly, I'm a moron. But you see, it's ruffling a lot of feathers. When you ruffle feathers, people are going to push back. And I could totally see that happening, which is very scary to think about. She also said actually in November of this year, humanity's first ever encounter with extraterrestrial life will take place. But she doesn't specify what the intentions of the ETs will be. I'm fingers crossed it's for breeding. Hi, we're aliens from outer space. We're looking for some well-hung walrus cocks. Who's ready? Oh, I am. That's so stupid. I can see. Listen, when that catches momentum coming in, she said November, probably around August, people are going to start, amping shit up. So we're either going to see something in the distance, kind of like the whole 3-Eye Atlas shit that amounted to nothing. We're going to have another situation like this, like that, and then people are going to freak out because they're going to put that plus this prediction together, and people are going to go nutty. I still say this real quick. We as a society are not ready for that encounter to be public. There's a lot of theories out there. People think that the governments, especially the U.S. government, has already interacted with extraterrestrials. I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't. You give me 5 minutes on YouTube, I could lean one way or the other, right? That's how easily swayed I am. But I don't. I just don't. I don't know. We're just not. We're just too aggressive. We always go back. I always go back to that whole tribe mentality. If if we are encountered with another tribe, which would be in this case extraterrestrial, you always try to assert your dominance, and we do that on a regular basis. Going back to what she's talking about with World War III, we're always trying to assert our dominance, not just us as United States, but everybody is trying to do that. We are the dominant, and it's not about you know coexisting. It's about I want to make sure that nobody supersedes us, type of thing. So they could come in with great intentions, but we're gonna try to make sure that we're above them. Or it could be the other way around. They could be like, "Hey, we're coming over here. We got to make sure you understand and you are compliant with what we say." So that's where it's yes, it might be fun, and maybe you interact properly, but there's going to be a chunk of people that fuck it up. That's the clusterfuck of madness. No matter what, we will fuck it up. Okay, you're welcome. I have coined that phrase for the past several years. Clusterfuck of madness. No matter what happens, when we actually have a interaction publicly with extraterrestrial life, we will fuck it up. We will. Somebody on the human side will fuck it up. She said in 2028, humans will begin to explore Venus as an energy source. I'm sorry, did you say you're going to explore my penis for energy? That's crazy. No, that's a dumb. No. You and Ozzy don't listen worth a shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Scotty. What'd you say? Did you say something about my penis? No, God, fuck. No, Venus. Venus. You guys are so immature. This is the last time, well, probably for a while, that Connery's going to produce a show. Jesus. 2033, the polar ice caps will allegedly melt, raising sea levels to drastic heights worldwide. People have been talking about that for a while. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. 2076, communism will spread to countries across the world. 2170, a drought will devastate much of the world. I can see that. 3005, Earth will go to war with civilization on Mars. I don't see that happening. 3797, oh, just right around the corner. Right around the corner. Humans will have to vacate the Earth because it's become uninhabitable. Yeah. That one makes sense. This bitch was born in 1911. She already knew shit was going to happen. She already knew we were fucking shit up. And 5079, the world will end. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Okay. Not the problems, to be honest, most of this shit's not my problem. The World War III is something obviously we all need to be conscious of. And the the aliens, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath after the hype of 3-Eye Atlas and everybody going, fingers crossed, they're gonna come in here and slap the shit out of us and get our senses straight. I just don't know if it's whatever. So thanks, James, for sending that in. Do appreciate it. Carl responded to one of the episodes the other day. I think it's the one where I was talking. This is Coach Carl, where I was saying that I struck out against a softball player, and he had to, talk about asserting dominance. That's Coach Carl. He said, to quote Toby Keith, "I ain't as good as I once was, but I am as good once as I ever was." I assume those are the actual lyrics. It's a good song, but I just don't remember those specific, as far as if that's word for word proper. But yeah, you know what? Suck a fat one. You dick. Listen, I tried, okay? But hey, Coach Carl, you listening? Real quick.
Suck my fat one!
Iron Donkey responded to the episode we were talking about how Gen Z's getting rid of Karen, or allegedly wants to get rid of Karen and wants to call her Jessica instead. Iron Donkey wrote, only a Karen would vote to change it to Jessica. Conspiracy, duh. That does make sense, Iron Donkey. It does make sense. It's like a distraction. That's very cerebral, I guess you could say, Iron Donkey, because that's such a Karen thing to do. You're like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Let's start calling them Jessicas. I like Jessica, or like your name's Karen. God, could you imagine if you have that haircut and you're a bitch and you're always inserting yourself into shit that you shouldn't be, and then your name's actually Karen? That would suck so bad. Suck so bad. So what does that mean for the guy name? If they switch it to Jessica, by the way, what is that? What's the equivalent? Because I always heard that Ken was the equivalent to Karen. I don't know if they're just saying it because it's the same first letter. If that's the case, what is Jessica? Jeff? Hello, my name is Jeff. I don't know. I've tried. Is it Carl? That's what happens. That's what happens when you make fun of me. When you spout off the truth, Carl, it hurts. That's interesting to think about. Interesting. What's the male version of Karen? I don't think that's ever been settled. And I don't think it's Ken. Maybe it's because I haven't interacted with a lot of Kens, but I don't know. Tim, not Tim. Trying to think of people that I know that are, kind of rub me the wrong way. Then I'm just gonna put them in that category. Let's see. Mark, Mike. I just kidding. If you know, you know. Darren. Yeah. D-Mac. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for interacting with that. Like I said, we got the sports coming up in just a little bit with the next episode. Big thanks to James, Carl, Iron Donkey. If you guys want to be like them, you can either, like James wrote it in via email, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. You can do that. Or you can be like Carl and Iron Donkey, and you can go through Spotify, leave me a message, or you can just hit any other social platform at DeHuff Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Big thanks to Roof Goat USA. That's it for the news. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Again, thanks to Roof Goat USA. Go to roofgoatusa.com. Sign up for that free evaluation. Next up, it's DeHuff Uncensored Sports episode. Talk to you soon.